Yo, what is up, guys? Today I'm going to be debunking Black Ops 3 myths and Easter eggs in this video. So I'm going to watch this guy's gameplay to review these myths and mythbusters that I can eventually bust later on in this video. So we are going to see if these myths are bustable. And I'm going to go through all this gameplay and we're going to see what this first myth is. Shadows of Evil cutscene, let's see.
And specifically the area in which this
Hey yo, that is kind of like some Diddy shit. We gotta skip
easily
that.
Be found just outside of a window near spawn.
All right.
But as for this scene with Jessica Rose, it's a little bit less straightforward. It seems rather obvious that it takes place somewhere within this building because right across from it,
you are super duper loud, dude.
Make out the ruby rabbit.
Hey yo,
although, to be fair,
dude, come on, man, not in front of my audience.
Go inside of these windows, we will find an empty.
There's nothing in there, you freaky deaky dude.
Well.
Come on.
Definitely
He's thinking about busting on something else. He is not thinking about no mythbusters. He is trying to bust on something else. Let's go to the next myth, since this dude is a kind of a pervert. Next myth. This myth, I'm already busting him, and I don't even have to play because I'm a zombies expert. So, like, subscribe for that. Comment your favorite zombies map, comment your favorite perk, and comment your favorite gun from any Call of Duty zombies. Just put in captions what Call of Duty zombies it's from. Dude, why won't he load?
Our next dev secret, funny enough, it is actually about the Easter egg, or a specific step of the Easter egg, I suppose. The one that has to do with these symbols. Yep. As it turns out, these symbols are actually inside of a black box, and even this one here is just floating off the back wall. But the notable thing about
that's
this
how
a
game works,
much
buddy.
Worse than the others. But if we look really closely and match it up to the other symbols, we will find that this is indeed just... And of course, the reason for this is all of these symbols are part of the same texture sheet. Meaning that when the developers place these out, they do...
So this guy is just discovering how a game is being developed, buddy. That is just a texture box. That's how the game works. So this myth is going to be busted once again. We're going to go to the next one, because... this is bad. He does not know how video games work. Like, these aren't like like, I can't go into the game and just bust these myths. Like, I can, but like, these aren't bustable. These are just like noob level, like, these are surface level, like, freaking tricks and secrets from Black Ops 3 Zombies is what the video is titled, and it's not a myth. It's just trash.
For our next dev secret on Shadows of Evil, we actually have to go to Kino der Toten first. Because right outside of this window...
Okay, dude, really? Shadows of Evil to Kino der Toten? That's gotta be a joke, right? Come on, man.
On a coat hanger is a top hat. One that I have always...
So that is low-key the Shadows Man top hat, I'm not gonna lie. So we are going to actually see if this is true.
Thought belonged to the Shadow Man. But
wait,
it turns out I'm definitely wrong. Coming into Nero's...
Jesus Christ.
place here, we can see that it is most certainly his hat, as he has one right here inside of his house.
Exactly.
It's my guess that the developers are putting this here because Kino der Toten, after all, is a stage, and it would make a lot of sense that this magician could have played here. Although, Kino being a German...
So that is super unrealistic. Kino is a German map.
...theater in 1963,
in 1963, too. Ridiculous. Dude, okay, first off, dude is outside the barrier, building on the zombie... So does that technically mean that if he ends the round, then he turns into a zombie? Comment if you guys fuck with that.
Suppose it's possible, but it doesn't make a ton of sense. As it's very obvious that Neuro, for one, is not German, and also on top of that, plastered on all...
Okay, so I did debunk that one. So this is a really bad myth, and I already did debunk this, actually. So we're not going to go into any gameplay. This one's debunked. Let's go.
Is a whole bunch of equations. Equations seemingly scattered about some...
Okay, so this is like an Albert Einstein level equation type shit. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to debunk this. Electrodynamics. Alright, buddy. He's just making shit up for the video, but you guys kind of get it. I'm not debunking that. You're not debunking that, you know. Let's be serious. So, that's not really a myth we can really bust. So,
interact with it, you can hear your character groan. This dog print is also...
That is really, really weird. I'm not going to check that one out. Alright, next myth is actually on my favorite Call of Duty Zombies map, Easter egg, literally the Horizon Mac, egg. I literally posted multiple videos on it. Definitely a great, Easter egg, super duper cool, super duper lit. Let's watch this. Let's see if we have to debunk this Easter egg though.
For our next one, it is about these dragons, which work just like the wolves' heads on Mob of the Dead when you kill the zombie next.
Okay, so that is how the dragons actually work on your Eisenmac. So this has been debunked like a really long time ago. You're really fucking late, dude. It's 2024. This game came out, what, 2015? Dude, we've known this. You have to kill the zombies and the dragons eat them. So this has been debunked. This myth is not true. Rocket platforms, next one.
On Start Platform 3. And I say rockets because, in case you don't know,
that is actually not a rocket. It is a missile, and that is what blew up the moon.
There are 3 of them. 2
later on in the Easter egg.
Still here on their platforms, and the 3rd, of course, launches right at the beginning of the game. As for the platform where Dempsey's rocket launches, we can see that it is Start Platform 2, as you might expect.
Yep, it says it right there.
So if the one that you play on is 3 and this one over here is 2, it would make a lot of sense that the 3rd is going to be 1. But if we come on over here and get real close and zoom on in a bit, we can see that this is actually just another Start Platform 02. A little dev trick being used here to lessen the development time.
Okay, so this is actually just a dev trick. It has nothing to do with the actual game. Another thing, you're just thinking too deep, buddy. You're literally using mods to go out the map and look at the other rockets. It doesn't make any sense, so I'm going to debunk this myth.
But when you come here early, you'll notice that the boss is...
Okay, because when you do the Easter egg, it actually adds the arms onto the actual enemy boss that you're later fighting once you complete the Easter egg, so it makes sense once you start the map on round 1. As I can see right there, he doesn't have his arms yet, so that doesn't make any sense. This myth is debunked. Beating the Easter egg on round 1.
The KT4 real quick, we can defeat the boss fight without doing any of the Easter egg steps.
That is because you have to initiate it for it to actually start, and that is going to be debunked because you are using hacks. These are actually not in-game myths, so you are hacking. This is bad.
If we go ahead and no-clip in the bunker before...
Okay, once again, you're no-clipping, so these myths aren't really myths, aren't they? You're just creating your own problems, buddy. Okay.
Or putting any water inside of those 115 conversion generators, and then by the door to the power switch, we can indeed go under the water, unclog the pipes, and then turn on the power.
At least power generator still works.
And I must say, it is very strange seeing the other side of this door with it closed and the power on.
Because you are on round 1 and you literally no-clip through the map, so it is going to be very strange. And this myth is going to be debunked because you no-clipped. You hacked, dude. Come on.
The map.
Oh, God. I can already see you're hacking. You already started this one under the map, so I'm going to debunk this myth. Let's see this myth bust.
Which, as you would expect if we get up close and personal with it, we can see that it is set to 150.
This myth has been busted already. I've already seen a whole story about it on Reddit. It is not real. Hidden power line.
Extremely hard to notice. At the library, if we go on up to where we ride the dragon and look far outside of the map,
yep.
I mean, it looks pretty normal. In fact, it looks great, actually.
Okay.
But if you look
what do you see?
really close, you might see something. Do you see it? You got it yet? Well, if we use some no-clip and fly on over...
Okay, once again, you are hacking, so I'm going to debunk this myth. You are literally flying across the map, and you saw a light pole. So I'm going to debunk this myth because this is not real, and you are hacking for views, which isn't cool, by the way. You're just a manipulator, master manipulator.
Of a series of 2D textures that are sort of like floating in
Revelations
each other
is a
like
really good map.
It looks very strange. There's definitely some stuff here that I don't exactly understand, but when looking at it from an angle, you can see the entire texture sheet just repeating off in each direction. And there definitely is, and gives you...
Okay, so this is not a myth or an Easter egg that I can debunk, so I'm going to debunk that, and then
down here in the courtyard of the place, to the right, we can see a fountain, and on top of it, an really cool to be able to see that make sure subscribe.
Okay, so I debunked this whole video. 15 myths and tricks that you can do in game. You can't do any of these in game, and you can't bust any of these myths. Or I already busted on these myths because they're not real. So I busted all these myths, and this video just doesn't make any sense because you literally just can't no clip out the map like that. That's actually stupid. So, like and subscribe.